Hi, this is Rick Gray. The second part of the 6 personal perspectives is focusing on the 80-20 rule. A lot of us have heard of the 80-20 rule, but how many of us really operate daily in our work lives or in our personal lives obeying and adhering to the 80-20 rule principle? The 80-20 rule says basically 20% of what you do will have or impact 80% of your results. And that's really an interesting way to look at it. To-do lists, for example. A lot of people make to-do lists. They sit down in the morning and if they keep a journal like I always talk about, they might write down, what are they going to get done today? That's a good thing. To-do lists can keep you focused. The problem with to-do lists is traditionally they're not prioritized by what's really valuable. It might feel good to check off a bunch of things on your list, but did you really accomplish anything that was dollar productive? Or that was vitally important to whatever the goal is at that time you're trying to pursue. See, the 80-20 rule is a way of thinking to get you focused on what's going to keep you the most productive. So think about that. Focus on the 20%. You know, Jim Rohn had a great story a long time ago about going into a car dealership. Jim Rohn's take, by the way, on the 80-20 rule was, he said there's about a half dozen things that make 80% of the difference. And I really like the way Jim talked about that, a half dozen things. So in any industry, whatever business you're in, there's about a half dozen things that are really important. If you're in sales and you think about objection handlers or how to deal with people in a presentation when they have questions, there's usually only about a half dozen. There's not 1,000 different questions. There's some key points that are really important for you to understand. So think about this. Jim told a story about going to the car dealership. What if he went to the car dealership to buy a car, and the salesperson said, "Oh, you like this car?" He said, "Yeah." And he said, "Let's walk back here to the service room. Let's go to the service department. Let's pull out the manual on the car," which is about 3 inches thick, right? "Let's sit here and let's start with the left front wheel. We're going to talk about the suspension system, the bearings, the lubricants we use." And you're like, "Wait, hold it. I don't need to get all this detailed information, right? I don't need 1,000 facts to make a decision on a car." How many do you need? About a half dozen, right? You need about a half dozen things. There's just a few things that make all the difference. That can apply to every area of your business and every area of your life. So, being self-mastered, understanding self-mastery is step one. Committing to self-mastery. These are the 6 personal perspectives of successful people. Number 2 is learn and live by the 80-20 rule. Don't just make checklists with lots of things on them to check something off. Make sure you're making checklists of things that are important. In fact, some people suggest you make a to-don't list. These are things that I could do, but they're really not very valuable and impactful on my goal right now. So these are things that are priorities in my life, and then spend major time on major things. Right, that's another great Jim Rohn quote. A lot of people are not successful because they spend major time on minor things. Don't do that. The 80-20 rule is just another way of saying focus in the areas that produce the most results. Successful people play where opportunity is. Think about that for yourself. Have a great day.